right, I think, yeah, we're live. Hello, everyone. Hey. Happy, beautiful Friday the 13th. This is your friend, your girl, your sister, your lover, and all that in between. The student and the teacher, Tahiri Divine. I also go by Diana, the metaphysical midwife. You can find me on every single one of my social sites as Tahiri Divine. However, on Facebook, I go by 369. If you guys have not heard, I am hosting an online 5-week sanctuary, online feminine sanctuary of a mystery school called the Emergence, where we'll be just diving into 4 of the 13 divine feminine archetypes: the priestess, the queen, the priestess, the goddess, the queen, and also I don't know why I'm blanking today, but it's okay. It's Friday. It's the 13th. It's Venus Day, so we're just feeling it. Let's see. So if you guys haven't heard, that will be hosted on the 29th of November this month on Sunday through January 3rd. You can do all the registration and signups in the links in my description. I look forward to communing with you women and ladies as we dive into these archetypes, into the initiations of these 4 divine feminine archetypes to prepare us from the graduation into 2021 and beyond, so that we can live our best life and create an intimate space for us as women to grow, learn, and expand and rise above the ashes together. Okay, I am really feeling today's filter. I got my purple on for the Divine Feminine Activation. It is a divine day. So for those who are not familiar with Friday the 13th or have negative connotation about this day, let me give you some of the history about this time frame. If you are part of the feminine journey as I am, if I was to liken or categorize my spiritual practice, I would call myself a devotee of the Divine Mother, the Divine Feminine. And so within that, studying a lot of ancient cultures and ancient practices of what was done during these planetary alignments or calendar dates. Now, I want also a disclaimer to give you that we are following a Gregorian calendar, which is more so of a patriarchal established counting system. However, knowing and understanding the divine alignments that's happened prior to all that calendar making is still important to recognize. However, the energy doesn't change no matter how they try to scale the dates. Okay, so this day on a lunar calendar on the ancient date is known as Samhain. This date is also known on our Gregorian calendar to be Halloween. So that is more so off a solar calendar, since I liken myself to more natural earth-based practices or divine feminine spiritual practices. This is going off the lunar cycle. So the lunar cycle today, which is considered the dark moon of Scorpio, is known as Samhain or Samhain, however you like to pronounce it with your accent and dialect. So do forgive me if you guys feel like I'm not saying it in proper context. I totally rock with you guys on that. So why is this day considered important? It's also a day of marking a new transition in our planetary alignment and also what's happening here on Earth. We all understand the cycles of death and rebirth, or transformation and rebirth, and this is actually right along what's happening already cosmically and what we're experiencing and already experiencing in the Earth. So now we're in alignment with that on the with this cycle here. So this is the part that really excites me, because not only is this following on what we know to be Friday the 13th, the number 13 is a very holy and prominent number as it pertains to the Divine Feminine. It's actually the number of the Divine Feminine. As we talked about, I was saying about we're going to be going through 4 of the 13 archetypes of the Divine Feminine archetypes. And so understanding that this number 13 is a resonance in how patriarchal ideals have tried to take the number 13 or the day Friday and Friday or 13th that falls on a Friday to be negative, to be scary, to be like, make you fear the mother, to be honest, the feminine aspect of God, and only solely look at the masculine aspect of spirituality and God. So we're actually merging the two together in harmony so that they can actually work as a whole versus being separate and fighting, right? So yay, it almost looks like my nails were polished for a second. So anyway, so today I just really want to come and share that background with you, but also give you guys some insights for what's to come and how we can actually see the changes that are taking about, because we feel it. A lot of us feel it already. So what is really happening here and what is that we're doing? I truly believe that this time is really about settling down, because we're going into the new cycle of winter, right? This is the cycle of rest. This is the cycle of solitude. This is the cycle of really where a lot of the changes and the growth starts to take place. Or let me say this, the activation takes place. So it's like when you plant a seed in the ground, a lot of times I'll say this, my daughter would do this. She would plant her seeds, and then every day she'll come and look and see how her seed was growing. Has my seed grown yet? Has my seed grown yet? And I had to let her know, like, hey, so you can't keep digging up the dirt trying to see if your seed has grown. You have to let it sit and ferment and do what it must do. And so that's why I feel like with this new moon, well, this is exactly what's happening with this new moon and this lunar cycle that we're in. We are really now in a season of activation. So it's about going deep within, coming back into ourselves. Hey, beautiful. Hey, Raven. I see you, love. Hello. Coming within. We're talking about Friday the 13th, what is happening cosmically, how we can embody this time frame and be in alignment with it, which so many of you guys are. So many of you guys are already in alignment with it and may not know how to articulate it or understand where the history of this or her story of this came from. And so I just like to bring that to the forefront of what this means and how this was practiced and honored in the ancient days from our ancient mothers and fathers. So talking about going within, Scorpio is really about going within and having that true transformation. It rules our sacral chakra. It rules the organs of the sexual energy. And it's not so much about having the act of physical sex. What sexuality is, or what sex is a transformational shift. And so a creative shift. And a lot of us are coming into this incubator stage because we're being activated. I like to call this is the fire portion of the old right before you go into the ashes. I believe the ashes period is going to be in December the 21st, when we have another grand conjunct with Jupiter and Saturn again. I feel like that's going to be the ashes period, and we'll see the rising of our new informed and full embodiment self. So I'm really excited of the changes that we're going, and it preps us into spring. So we are really right now in alignment with that, going into incubating stage, finding out what do we need to really let go of, because it's going to be important that we let go of what no longer serves us and we start putting rightful, intentful action to what we truly want to start. And you know what, I want to say this, it's not about what you want to start manifesting. You are already the manifestation of it. It's just now making conscious actions and decisions and choices to be what you already are, right? Because a lot of times we like to think of the phoenix, or let's say our goals, right? Our goals is some far off thing, without realizing once you make the intent that you're doing something, you are it, right? It's like tag, you're it. So just be it and do what it does. Instead of thinking like, oh, I can't wait to be a business owner, or I sure can't wait to be that loving partner that I desire, or I can't wait to be in this new field, or whatever it is that the newness is for you. You don't have to wait until it's not a destination. You already it when you shift your mind that that's what you're doing and that's what you're focused on. Now you're just allowing yourself to be in the incubator stage to now create and recreate and emerge exactly where you're trying to go, because you already it. So that's what I want to share with you all, and let you know I'm holding space for you all this today. So for everyone who is on their journey and you're feeling uncertainty, that's so normal. I want you all to know that I feel that too. There are moments in my journey, even recently, right? In my journey where I have moments of uncertainty and I don't know. Hey, Joe, I see you. I haven't seen you in a while, my friend. Hello. And there's times when you don't know things, and that is okay. It's okay to be uncertain. It's okay to not know what my next step is, right? The level and the ways to get into self-actualization is not about having everything planned out as soon as you decide that you're going to do something. It's about sitting in your heart and knowing that your heart knows exactly what it wants, and to quiet the mind, because the mind will do what it naturally does, is create narratives. And a lot of times, if we're associated to our old patterns, we will give ourselves a narrative based off our old pattern. So the best thing to do is to quiet the mind, allow the mind to descend into the heart, allow the heart to just be and feel what it is. And then it'll become a time for your mind to start now looking for new neural pathways, or create new neural pathways to now get you into into being syntax with where you're going and what you have become. So definitely honor all phases of your journey. Honor the parts of yourself that are so certain, and honor the part of yourself that has no idea. Because when you do that, I believe the merging of those two, of the known and unknown, starts to activate exactly the being of yourself. But that is all I wanted to share with you all today. I just wanted to come talk with you all briefly about Friday the 13th, this wonderful energy that's coming for all of us to dive into. And I know I talk a lot about feminine-based, earth-based practices, but this is very much relevant for men, because men, you all have feminine characteristics just as much as women have masculine characteristics. So we don't want to polarize these ideals into being only female or only male or only feminine, only masculine. We're using these archaic terms to give an expression of a grander idea. So please understand that this works both ways for men and women. So men, you actually are able to use this time to really connect with your heart, which I know that's not much give that rhetoric or space for men to do so in a safe environment is not as prevalent. I know there are spaces. And speaking of those spaces, there are spaces for men who can connect and do that. I will actually be a guest panelist next week on Thursday, the 19th at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I will be a guest panelist on a new show called Black Roses. So it is hosted by the Rebel Camp and the Master Mindset Connect. I will make sure I put the information in my news feed and in my story so that you gentlemen and ladies can find it. The first episode will be discussing myself and a few other panelists of men and women. We'll be on there talking about love, sex, and marriage from the standpoint of the masculine, from the male standpoint. And they brought some ladies like myself on to not only just to listen to what the men have to say, but then also kind of give some of my own insights based on what they're saying, and we kind of just share ideas and conversation. So it's going to be a really nice vibe. Get your sexy on, ladies and gentlemen, come through. So I'll put that information in my news feed and in my story if you guys are interested in just being a part of that listening. It'll be live, so I'm excited. You know, things go live, it's bound to pop off anywhere. But okay, guys, that is all for today. I look forward to you guys. If you haven't done so, make sure you join my mailing list. I will be launching my podcast this weekend exclusively first to my mailing list. So you guys will get the first episode first of my podcast, I Heart Intimacy, this weekend. And then I'll have it launched the following week or so, the grand opening for the world to have as well. So if you guys are interested in doing that, please join my mailing list. You can do that by going to TihiriDivine.com, and you can join my mailing list there. But all right, beautiful people, I look forward to talking with you all again. Please enjoy this energy, using this time to really just go within, connecting your mind and your heart, and allowing your heart to really reveal to its true desire, and allow yourself to connect with that so that you can now create new narratives that will create new ways in your life. But until next time, this is your friend, your girl, your lover, the teacher, and the student, Tahiri Divine. I will see you all later. Bye.